99% of men make this mistake when staring at a woman. You know, when you look at a girl, she looks back, but then quickly looks away? That must have happened to you, right? Then you're left not understanding what happened and unsure of what to do. This is quite common nowadays. Some guys say, "Don't look at women at all, or they might get the wrong idea about you." But the truth is, they'll only misunderstand if you look in a weird way or at a time that's not cool. Now, let's talk about the wrong ways to look at a woman that you should avoid. First, don't stare at her body. Imagine you're talking or flirting with a woman. The right area to look at is from the neck upwards. If you want her to feel that you're genuinely interested in her in a positive way, especially if you're thinking of something more serious, the best thing is to look directly into her eyes. Looking into her eyes shows that you're paying attention and respect her. Also, it's acceptable to look at her mouth because the area between the eyes and the mouth is difficult to distinguish when you're a bit apart. So, you can vary between looking into her eyes and at her mouth. When you look at her body, it can seem disrespectful and uncomfortable. No one likes to feel observed in that way. It's like you're not interested in who she is as a person, but only in her body. This can make her feel bad and think that you're not taking the conversation seriously. So, to attract a woman's attention in a nice and respectful way, always remember, look from the neck upwards. Showing interest in what she has to say and who she really is makes all the difference. Another way of looking that you should avoid is obsessive staring. Imagine this situation: you get on a subway and notice someone who keeps staring at you. It's a very uncomfortable feeling, isn't it? You try to look away, look up, read a book, use your phone, but when you look back, the person is still staring at you. This can be scary because you don't know why they're doing it. Nowadays, obsessive staring can be seen as a threat. People are afraid that something bad might happen. So, avoid staring persistently at a woman, no matter who she is, how attractive you find her, or if you think she's showing signs of interest. When you stare at someone obsessively, it can give the impression that you're not respecting their space. This can make the woman feel uncomfortable and even scared. No one likes to be stared at in a way that feels invasive or threatening. Instead, try to be more subtle. If you find a woman interesting, look at her with respect and friendliness. If she returns the gaze, great. But don't keep staring without stopping. Remember, the key is to show interest without seeming intrusive. This will make her feel more comfortable and receptive to your presence. We've already understood that it's not cool to keep looking at a woman's body and that obsessive staring isn't a good idea either. But then, how do you get it right when looking? The truth is that almost all women, whether they're interested or not, will notice when a man is looking at them. And almost always they'll look away. This is automatic. It's very rare for a woman to notice that a man is looking at her and keep looking back. Normally, only very self-assured women with experience in flirting do this. And let's face it, these women aren't that common. So, what to do? First, keep the look respectful and friendly. If she notices and looks away, don't insist. This shows that you respect her space. Also, if she looks away, it doesn't necessarily mean she's not interested. Sometimes, she might just be shy or surprised. The secret is to be natural. Look at her, but not excessively. If she notices and looks back, try a smile. A smile can break the ice and show that you're friendly and confident without seeming intrusive. The idea is to create a light and positive moment where both feel comfortable. Remember, the goal isn't to intimidate or pressure, but to demonstrate interest in a respectful manner. If you're kind and respect her signals, you're on the right track for a successful approach. Now, let's pay attention to an important detail. There are two main ways in which a woman may look away when she realizes you're looking at her. The first is when she looks directly at you and then looks away to the side. This lateral movement usually indicates that she's not interested, as if she's saying, "I'm not interested," without words. On the other hand, when a woman looks down, it's more likely to be an involuntary gesture. It's as if adrenaline rushes, making her feel a little embarrassed or shy. This can be a good sign, as it shows that she was a bit affected by your look, which may indicate interest. Of course, sometimes a woman may look down because she's very embarrassed and doesn't know how to react. But most of the time, when she looks down, it's an expression of shyness with a touch of interest. She's saying, non-verbally, that she noticed you and was a bit shaken by it. In summary, if she looks to the side, she probably isn't interested and wants to avoid further interaction. If she looks down, there's a chance she's interested but feeling a little shy or embarrassed. Understanding these signals can help you decide whether to try to start a conversation or give her some space. Knowing this, it's important to recognize that looking away isn't the only sign of interest a woman can show from a distance. There are other signs you can observe. For example, pay attention to the direction of her feet. If her feet are pointed towards you, this can be a good indicator of interest. It's one of the elements that make up positive body language. Also, observe if she's adjusting her clothes or fixing her hair after noticing you're looking at her. These gestures are often unconscious signs that she wants to present herself in the best possible way because she's interested in you. If you notice a woman looking at you frequently, looking away, and then looking back, this can be a good sign. The best way to confirm if this behavior indicates genuine interest is to approach her and start a conversation. Remember to be gentle and casual. It can be something simple like commenting on something around you or asking a friendly question. This approach creates a more comfortable environment for both and allows you to better understand if there's interest on her part. So, pay attention to the signals and take the initiative to talk. This can make all the difference. Starting a conversation with a woman doesn't mean coming up and saying, "Wow, I think you're really beautiful, I was staring at you." Not at all. The most effective way nowadays is to start indirectly. Comment on something you noticed in the environment or make a casual observation about her. It could be something simple like, "Did you see that interesting exhibit over there?" Or, "I loved your book, I also really like that author." These indirect approaches help create a more comfortable environment for the woman, making the interaction more natural. When you start the conversation this way, it shows that you're paying attention to what's around you and not just focused on her appearance. The best way to confirm if that look was really a sign of curiosity is to engage in a conversation. This allows you to get to know the person better and understand if there's mutual interest, without pressuring or causing discomfort. Don't wait too long to approach the woman. I receive messages from men who spend an entire week just watching a woman in the same place, trying to understand what her looks mean before deciding to speak. This shows fear and insecurity, and ends up being the worst situation. You might seem like someone who stares obsessively, which makes everything uncomfortable. For the woman, this situation can also be confusing. She might wonder, "Why does he stare at me so much and not come talk to me?" This behavior can even make her lose interest or think you're not confident enough to approach. So, if you notice signs of interest, like frequent glances, approach and start a conversation soon. At the same time, women often struggle to express clear and fully explicit signs of interest, as seen in movies where the woman looks, smiles, and confirms. These situations are extremely rare. In fact, I have a video with thousands of views on what to do when a woman looks at you. I highly recommend watching that video to understand how unproductive it is to spend energy and time just observing a woman. So, if you come across a woman you find attractive, remember, avoid staring at her body, focus on her face. Don't spend hours or days just obsessively watching without taking any action. If she seems single and catches your eye, it's more effective to observe for a short period. See if she looks at you and looks away a few times, but don't worry if it doesn't happen exactly like that. The important thing is to start a conversation as soon as possible, addressing something simple related to the environment. This will give you the chance to assess if she's open and interested, allowing you to perceive other signals during the chat. This approach not only saves your precious time but also shows masculine confidence. If these tips have been helpful to you, leave your like here so I know. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. A big hug and see you in the next video.